Good morning, Sandra here. I've done a video like this before, but new people are always coming along and they don't always find the older videos, and therefore I decided I'd do this one again. Now this technique is very handy if you either want to do paper piecing or if you want to do a vinyl cut, be it in HTV or PSV. So heat transfer vinyl or pressure sensitive vinyl, i.e. sticky back vinyl. You want to get this kind of effect. You have to start off with some writing, so you choose whatever scripts you like. Now my personal preference is to use two different fonts. One nice and flowy and the other one a fairly plain one. This gives a better visual effect for me, but the choice is up to you. So the first job you have is to decide where you want to put your letters, where you want them to intersect, whether you want them to be off or whether you want them to be centered. If you're going to make it centered, then just select it and do that to make sure it is actually centered, because there's nothing quite like having it a little bit off for those who are more precise. Now you want to consider how far up you want this to go, because if you're going to put a clear border over it, basically like here a cutout, it's going to take more out of your letters, so I would probably move that down to about there, maybe one higher. So at the moment you have two overlapping things and they're not separated out for you if you cut them out into vinyl pieces or card pieces. So what you want to do is to select the one which is on top and copy it. Okay, don't worry about it at the moment, but it's copied to your clipboard. So you then select everything, go up to effects and go down to knockout. Now this is where you add your border if you want one. So if you look at it at the moment, there is no border. And if I put a border in, you still can't see it there, but the preview button will allow you to see it. And you think, oh no, that's terrible, that's ruined it, I haven't got the rest of my letters. You have, because they're on the clipboard. So you can just click OK. And now what you want to do is remove all those pink bits. Just throw them away. Right click, and then you want to go to paste in place, and lo and behold, everything looks like it should. Now that previous step of throwing the other bits away was very important, because otherwise you'll have double cuts where you don't want them. And it just makes life a lot simpler if you've thrown it out. Now your prerequisites for doing this is that your black lettering here, as it happens, is grouped together, and that your letter or your word underneath, if it's a script like this, is actually made into all one line, which means that you need to go to path and you need to go to union before you do the extraction from one from the other. But as long as you do that, you can play around with this as long as you like. Don't forget there is an undo button, so if you don't like the result, just do undo and it'll take it back a few steps until you get it back to what you wanted originally. But it is a great feature, it's nice and easy to use, and it's very effective. The other thing to be aware of course, is if you are using HTV, you do need to reverse your design once you've finished it, so don't forget that. Okay, so let's take this one out of the way, because it's going to distract everyone. Now this one is set up in exactly the same way. But at the moment, of course, we don't have it separated out into two different colour layers, but we do need to make sure we can line them up. So all I do for this is I go to the library and I pick a shape. It could be anything, but I'll just go for a square. And then I make it relatively small and I position it so that it is relatively close to everything that I'm doing. I don't want to stick it out here because that's going to waste vinyl or card, whatever I'm cutting. So I then go to Object and go to Duplicate. And I want two columns, so this is giving me a second square. And then I just want to click on this to make the gap. Okay, that will do fine, but I want to group those as well. And click on OK. And you can go to Object and Duplicate, and then you can put in another copy. And I'm just going to move it over there somewhat out of the way. So now all we need to do is to separate it out into the two colours. So we can grab the black and we can delete it. Take that and group it. So on this one, we want to remove the pink, all of the pink. Obviously, I didn't do that minus bit before. Hang on, let's see. Did I take anything out of there I don't want to take out? No, I didn't. Okay, it was only the pink I was taking out. Right, I didn't do that minus bit before, which is why I had that area which was going to be double cut. So here we have this, which we need to group. And there we have our design. So when this is cut out, you will have the squares to line up, and it will then give you the placement for your complete design. I have to admit, when I do this, I tend to check it. I take all the colours out, because if I'm doing a design, I know what colours I need to cut various parts out of. And I'll remove the colours from the design just so I can check that there are no cut lines where I don't want them, just in case I've forgotten something. Okay. So if you have the pro version of Shortcuts a lot, you can go to Effects and you can go to Weeding, and you can add your weeding box. Now I've got mine so the border is zilch. There is no extra gap around this. It will put it directly around my cut, so I don't waste anything. Now, if I wish to, I can add lines which help with the weeding. So this one, for example, if I click on here, we'll put cut lines in the holes, not through the letters that I want cut. And that will make weeding easier. And I can click on OK, and then my weeding lines are there. You do need to select the entire lot and group it in case you move it. Otherwise, your weeding lines will be in the wrong place, and if you don't notice, that could be a bit of a pain. So we can do the same thing with this one. Go to Effects, go to Weeding. To be honest, I don't think that's going to be really difficult to weed anyway, but I will put a vertical line down, I think, so I can do it half at a time. That'll probably make it a bit easier. And again, select the entire lot and group it. Now, the only other thing to remember is if you suddenly think, oh, I think this design is too big, you must select both parts of it in order to resize it, otherwise it won't fit. I'm going to cut out a different design. I'm going to be cutting out this one, and I'll show you what that looks like when I've done it. I've cut and weeded this one. I might be missing one or two tiny little specks there, but to be honest, this design was designed to be much bigger, and it's designed for t-shirt sizing, so downsizing it, yeah, there's quite a chance I'm going to lose a tiniest little bit. I can cope with that. I think it's fine, considering all I want to do is put it onto a glass jar in my craft room, so yeah. And if you're wondering how come I got so much stuff on here, yes, this is not the first time that I've cut this out this morning. This is, I think, the third time. I have now put on a piece of tape to hopefully help me line it up. I've managed to cut it this third time with the correct pressure. I had cut it the first time fine. The second time I tried cutting it, it wasn't, although I used the same pressure, it wasn't cutting it through quite as well as I wanted to, and it wasn't weeding that well. So this is the third go. And if this does not work, I'm packing it in for the day. Oh dear. Because after all the effort that I made to get it all weeded, and it took a bit more effort than this is taking because it wasn't cut through really, really well, I put it on the jar and I still managed to get it misaligned in with the tape on. So, will it be third time lucky, or will I want to throw it out of the window? Only time will tell. So what I'm going to do is to line this up with the edge of my transfer tape, and I'm using a backing which came off of an HTV for this because it's not going to curl and twist on me and give me yet more problems trying to do the transfer. So hopefully this will transfer. It may not be very sticky by now because I've used it and used it and used it. So I've got my happy right at the top, and I'm hoping this is going to make it a lot easier to get that straight. So what I have to do now is to line up. It's easier to put a piece of baking parchment between it. That there, I'm not going to get the rest of it stuck before I need to get it stuck down. And line up those squares like so. Remove the baking parchment, and that's in place. So turn it over, really burnish that orange as well as I can. There we go. Aha. Right, so the design itself has worked fine. I've got everything that I need to be in there. I've got even the tiny little dot over the eye, and the bar here of the T is very, very fine. You can only just about see it. It's about a cat's whisker, I think. Okay, so I can remove these two colour pieces, the little squares that I had on there. I can take those off because they're not really of any use. So we know the design is okay, it's just a question of whether I managed to get it in line. Stabilise my jar, lined up, and peel this off. I got it straight! I got it straight! Yay! Wow! I actually got it straight. Third time was a charm. Now, if you happen to be lucky enough to be able to get it, I believe that Siser now do a dishwasher safe vinyl. This is just some scrap vinyl that I had hanging around. Take care.